It's important to reflect and every morning just think about what you're grateful and these positive energy that stick with you through the whole day.
You know, it's very important to keep that positive energy. Life has a lot of challenges, has a lot of ways to make you think negatively about it. If you surround yourself with all the positive things that's happened to you and they keep happening to you every day you wake up, you are breathing, you are healthy, you eat good food. Billions of people in the world, they have to worry about what they're going to eat at night.
I'm just thinking that personally, I believe coding will be obsolete. I want to get your opinion on that. Hi guys, welcome to another episode. Today we have Masood for the second time. A good friend now and an innovator in the field of
Are
AI.
we friends? I didn't know just yet.
I'm getting you into badminton, bro. You're buying a bracket for me.
Yeah, okay, we're friends. I agree. All right, so what's the you're doing this podcast differently, right?
So
The set of questions are different, at least.
set of questions are different from the first one.
Mm-hmm. They don't go into AI or work.
They do not go into alloy or
Okay,
work.
because I didn't suit up for that. I just came in casually.
Yeah, last time you were wearing, your
Yeah,
beautiful
uniform.
suit.
Yeah. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Let's talk about this server thing.
Oh shit.
It's work related, but you started us off hot. So servers are down. How did you even what was the fixing process? Did you fix it? What happened?
Bro, the more you go, the more pressure you gotta be able to handle, or you just collapse. I was on a call with this client that was explaining to me, for a few of our clients, we've become very unprofitable. We are losing a lot of money every day. And this client had some IT guy that was explaining to us how we can basically change our voice IP infrastructure so that we don't have to pay a lot of money. We don't have to pay to Twilio and a lot of other companies. While he was explaining that, they also had a problem on their server that after the call transfers, the call wasn't getting to the clinic. So there were three things that we were handling at the same time. Firstly, we wanted to discuss the cost, how to bring down that. Secondly, that guy has to fix the call transfer. And at the same time, while he was on the call, he just wanted to do a quick test of our platform of the AI. And then he called up the AI and he was like, "Oh, your AI is not talking. What's going on?" And then I was like, what the hell? So I was trying to fix that on the server, bring the server back up as soon as possible. I was lucky that it was at 5 p.m. So there weren't many patient calls. After 5 p.m. it's pretty dead. But during the period of pretty much 7 a.m. in the morning until 5 p.m. it's crazy. Every hour there are 60, 70, 80 calls. So yeah, I was fixing that and I had no idea what the hell's wrong with the server because it was the first time that it was going down after 3 months. I was fixing that. The IT guy was explaining some shit that I had no idea what he was talking about. He was drafting graphs, this and that. I don't know. He was giving me names that I'd never heard of in my 23 years of age. And yeah, it was very stressful. And then that guy was saying, "Dude, what the fuck? What if there's an emergency? What if someone want to call all of our clinics? This is not acceptable." I was like, yeah, I totally understand. So I don't know. We got through it. And it was funny. I was sitting with two other team members, Hossein and my other buddy, Zargham. Hossein was just massaging my shoulders. He was like, "You got this. You can do this." And then Zargham on the other side was trying to just make me laugh to cool things off. So yeah.
That's crazy. The way you guys are built is that if the servers are down, they can't get calls, which is it's an interesting choice that you've made initially on the building process of this infrastructure.
No, there are two different ways that we go about it. So for some clinics, we put the AI at the first point of contact for the patients. So as soon as a patient calls, just like the IVR systems, that for this press 1, for that press 2, it's the AI that they talk to. And if they want to talk to the office, they have to say it on the phone, "I want to talk to the office." And then they get transferred. If the AI does not work for those kind of clinics, then they cannot get to the office because they have to firstly talk to the AI to be able to get to the office. If the AI doesn't talk, it means there's no office. There's no receptionist. For some other ones, we replace their voicemail. So the office phone line rings for 2 to 3 rings. And if nobody picks up, then it goes to, instead of voicemail, it goes to voice AI.
Yeah,
Those clinics are fine. But the ones that have the AI at the very front, those ones are fucked if our servers are down. But it had not been down for at least 3 months. This was the first time. I brought it back up in like 2 hours.
No, that's awesome that you handled it professionally. And I'm curious, how many percentage of people that call go straight say that I want to talk to a human instead of your AI?
That's interesting. 50%.
Even half.
Half. Yeah. So right now we were just doing, there was another client that we onboarded 2 weeks back, and they had a crazy office. Like it was 3 dental offices that they all combine into one, and they get 90, 100 calls a day. It's been 2 weeks. We onboarded them on 26th of December, right before the New Year's. And so far, it's only been 2 weeks that it's working. So today, I just called up my buddy Hossein before we get here. I was like, dude, you got to send out the progress and everything to these guys because it's been amazing. So over the 2 weeks, it's handled 1,074 calls. It's booked 80 appointments, rescheduled 61 appointments. Yeah, I think those numbers are right. And there were around 500 something call transfers that the patient calls and they're like, I want to talk to the office
That's
staff.
where the 50% comes, right?
Still, you know, the idea, so the core values are don't miss any appointments, do not have any missed calls, which we delivered. And, you know, 80 appointments in 2 weeks, the ROI on that is just crazy. It goes above 200, 300x. So I'm glad that we've been able to handle that and pull that off. But still, at the same time, you know, it's very stressful every day. Like every call like that comes in, if something happens, I don't know, because, you know, there are multiple services that we have connected to each other and they're all working alongside each other. If OpenAI goes down, like our service would be down, it wouldn't work. And then we'll have to come up with, we actually added another language model to be able to handle the calls at the times that OpenAI is down. So it's a very stressful line of business, but as soon as we get to 100, 200, 300 clients, I'm sure we have figured many things out. So cheers to that.
If we go back to the beginning, would you start again?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck it, man. I don't want to deal with university shit. No bragging. I know you're still in university. I swear to God. But yeah, I mean, I put myself out into the business because that's the area that matters at the end. Even if you study, even if you get a degree, you still have to go there. And that's very challenging. In business, you have to grow your network. You have to find the right people, put together a good team, build a business. So the earlier, the better. If not this business, I would have had to do something else, maybe right now or 5 years later or 10 years later. So even though it's very stressful, even though it's really crushing me these days, I still like it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a feature set. You can watch the full episode, the previous episode that we talk extensively about Allo AI. But there'll be no other war questions.
Alhamdulillah.
Let's get to the meat. So, what's the craziest story in your life so far?
Oh, fuck. Crazy? What do you consider crazy?
I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the amount of support you guys are giving this podcast. None of this would be possible without you guys. And if you guys like the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out and it's completely free for you guys. If you want to support this podcast directly, please check out the Patreon link down below. It will help me directly and it will help me bring higher levels of guests and improve the studio and really deliver the best content. And also over there, we have some unreleased content, podcast. I've interviewed 2 people at the same time and there's more content there with people from Toronto that I cannot be in person with. I do over the Zoom and all the content's there. So please make sure to check it out. And thank you guys for watching. The lowest probability event that's ever happened.
That's ever happened to me? So it was about 2 years back that I was at the uni and I had $20,000 in debt to the university. And then I was living in a rental that was paying like $600 a month. And then it was right towards the end of my semester. And then I had to pay off my whole thing. Like my dad wasn't supporting me. Then I used to be in a career like in building basically crypto coins and then doing IDO, like initial DEX offering or coin offering. That I made it quite a bit from that. But then I lost all that money in trading. After a long while, like after a year or something, I got $10,000 from one of the coins that I had built before. In a way, that's like, you know, the liquidity got open and then I got access to, it was in Binance coin. By the way, this is very technical. I don't know if audience, I'll try to dumb it down. I got that $10,000 in US, so it was around $14,000 Canadian. I told my dad I got this, and he was like, you have to pay your university debt off as soon as possible. I want to see it paid off by tomorrow. I was like, okay, Dad, I'll do it. I got back into trading. And trading has been really a poison for me for the last, not right now, like I haven't been doing it for the last year and a half, but back then it was really a poison because I kept losing money. I lost around, I don't know, maybe $50,000, $100,000 in trading until I got to a point that I was $20,000 in debt and I couldn't even pay my own rent. I got back into trading. I put all of that 10,000 into trading, and then after 2 weeks, that 10,000 became 2,000. I lost like 75% of that. Cryptos. Yeah, cryptos. I was doing this thing called futures trading. Do you know what that is? That you put a leverage on top of the money that you have. And then basically, suppose you have $10,000. You put a leverage of 10, now you're trading with $100,000. And then you make the profit and loss of 100,000. So as soon as you make a loss of 10,000, it's called liquidation. The exchange liquidates your money and then gets basically a percentage out of that, and then your whole money is gone. So it's pretty scary.
You are not playing around.
No, bro. It was no kidding. In 2 weeks, that 10,000 became $2,000. And then the problem became triple or quadruple, because at first I only had $20,000 in debt and my rent to pay. Now I had to answer to my dad of where that money went. And at the same time, I was fucked up. Like mentally, I was fucked up. Holy shit, I lost all this money. So I called up my dad. Usually at these points, like I don't try to hide anything. I'm just very honest. I show myself as being vulnerable. I talked to him. I was like, Dad, sorry, I lost it. I'm only down to 2,000. So my dad was like, that's how sons are, right? They usually fuck up. And I was like, it's okay, just pull out the rest. I'll help you if I have to. Then after the call was over, I was like, you know what? I went down $8,000. I just got 2,000 left. So let me just keep going. Maybe I'll get it. So in a matter of a month, I turned that 2,000 into 20,000. By next month, I turned that 20,000 into 100,000. And by the month after, that 100,000 turned into $300,000. And then I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck just happened? Like these last 3-4 months, I was like, dude, what the shit? So yeah, I think that was pretty crazy. And that's the thing that was very mysterious and very magical to me, was that as soon as I got to the $10,000 points, I just knew that I was going to make a lot of money. I don't know how. In a way that I started planning a very lucrative trip with my family. I was like, Mom and Dad, I'm taking you to Dubai. We're spending like crazy in 2 weeks. My dad was like, just go pay your fucking university debt off, then talk to me. I was like, Dad, we're going in 2 months, I'm telling you. And then after 2 months, I just secretly got their tickets and everything. And then I just called them, Dad, I got your tickets for 2 days later. I'll see you in Dubai. And then I just looked back at the whole story and I was like, holy shit, man, this wasn't normal. This was very paranormal. This was really some kind of magic was involved. But Yeah. What do you think of it? Like,
Wow.
I just explained a lot.
No, that's
What do
absolutely
you think of it?
insane. I think when the fact that you saying after 10,000 you just knew.
Yeah, I don't know. I just knew. I just had a feeling. Maybe I was lucky. Maybe I was just thinking, and at some point it wouldn't have gone anywhere, and I would have lost it again.
Do you believe in like energy and like frequency, that the universe, like that kind of stuff that people talk about sometimes?
No, but I do believe in confidence. When you have the confidence of doing something, even if the odds are very much against you, there is still a very high chance that you'll get it done. I very much believe in that. Like, I've come to that over and over in life. If you have the confidence of doing something, you really fucking get it done. Like, there's no way around it.
No, I definitely understand that.
Have you had that kind of experience? Like, having the confidence that you're definitely going to get this thing done, and then even if you fail a few times, you'll still get it done at the end.
Yeah, bro. When I was doing in my swimming competitions back in Iran, I was getting medals for... I got third in the country for...
Holy shit, bro. How many sports are you doing? You're in swimming, you're at badminton, you're in skiing. Like, this guy. Wow.
No,
I'm the one that should be podcasting you, not you. To me.
No, honestly, like, I love sports, and I think in a parallel universe, I'd be a professional sports player. But back in the day, like, you know, you have to be confident to get on the podium. But I want to linger on your story. So from 2000, did you change your trading strategy? What, like?
Yeah, I learned a lot. So I don't want to go too deep into it because honestly, it's been a year and a half. After that, I fucked up that 300,000 again.
Zero?
Oh, it went all the way even below zero. Like, but at least I am happy that I got to do some cool shit with it. Like, I bought a car. I did a bunch of cool shit.
Same car?
Yeah, it's the same car that I bought from Newfoundland. Yeah. So I learned, and then at some point I realized that, so with trading, there were all of these technical analysis that they used to make charts, like draw lines on, I don't know, the price. That's like the price was at this low point, so next time it's going to go this high, and then it's going to touch that again. After a while, I just realized that all of that is bullshit. All of it is bullshit. They're just playing people. Like, this whole trading market is just pocket to pocket. It's just whales. They are the idea, you know what whales are in a market, right?
Yeah.
The people with big money, really big money. It's just these whales that are playing with people, with people's money. And majority of the times when you get into that market, just simply because those whales have way more resources. So they basically define where the price goes. Like, they are the god in the market. And they have access to all the charts, all the, like, future positions that people have opened. That, do you know the idea of longing and shorting a price? Yeah. So you just have to play with them. We just got to know how whales think. And then I put out all the trading analysis shits, and I just started thinking, okay, if I had $100 billion and I was in this market and I wanted to make a trade, would I go long or would I go short? Or would I go long first, close at this time, then short again, close here, and then go long again? So that's kind of the strategy I adopted. And it worked out really well. Really, really well. Like, in just 3 months, I couldn't even imagine I could, like, go from there to there. But after that, I got greedy again. And then I put in all the money I had. I even deposited some money back into my bank accounts. But then I was like, let's just put it all back in there, make millions, then cash out instead of just a few 100,000. But yeah.
The curse of gambling.
Yeah, man, it was very much... No, it wasn't gambling. Gambling is different. You have less control in gambling. Gambling is still not all of it by chance, by luck. Like, there is some control, especially if you're playing poker or, like, other games. But, like, with trading, you had more control over what you are doing.
Do you really think so? Because you lost it all. If you had some sort of control, you could have minimized...
so much of trading, like 80% of trading is psychological. You have to be able to control yourself. You have to be able to stop being greedy. You have to be able to have a loss. Emotions. It's all emotions, bro. I'm telling you.
It's funny because literally yesterday I had a trader who has his own corporation.
Oh, really? Shit.
Deep Cove on, and he was talking about emotions.
What kind of trading was he doing?
he's into like Bitcoin mining / data centers. He has 80% of his portfolio there.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also in Bitcoin mining at some point back when I was in Iran.
Yeah. But yeah, his holdings, like his co-holdings, like they hold 4 Bitcoins. Like it's a 2.8 million portfolio. But then
Okay, that's pretty good.
it's diversified.
Yeah, I've never been there. That's pretty good. Good for him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Hopefully YouTube gets solved and that episode will come out soon, but stay tuned.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
But anyways,
moving on. How was the answer to the first question?
I think that was great.
Was it crazy?
You gave me a sneak peek of that in the Steam room we were at once. Because we go play badminton every Sunday and we Steam.
Mm-hmm.
We have some good conversations there.
Yeah. Very good
I like
conversations.
yeah.
Very good business ideas. One of them just got built by Sony the other day. They were just discussing it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they've been working on it for years.
Of course, bro. Of course. Maybe we should say it here. I'm sure people would find it interesting too.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to go do the intro or you do? So, you know that's with different human senses. I'll just explain to you like you don't know. Mm-hmm. With different human senses, with sound, with vision, with taste, we have different industries. Like with sound, it's music industry. With vision, it's TV, movies, animations, everything. With taste, it's restaurants and like food industry. But there's nothing for smell. Like there's nothing that, for example, you say today I want to go out, I want to smell like this. Like you give it specifications of how you want to smell. There's nothing that could make that smell for you. We just have these hard-coded smells, which we call perfumes, that they give us, and they're like, this is a very good smelling perfume. And then it's hard-coded, like you can't change it. There's no programming to that. You just have to go with that. So what if there was something just like food that you can make any taste you want, or just like with sound that you can make any kind of music or sound you want, or with vision that you can make any kind of like graphics design. There was something that you could make any kind of smell. So we were discussing that idea, and then a week or two later, Sony came out and they brought up this device that lets you basically smell different types of smells. I'm pretty sure there are many limitations to that right now. I didn't go deep into it. When you're playing games. So when you're in the woods, you'll be able to smell woods. When, I don't know, you're in a cave, you'll be able to smell like some kind of water or something stinking or this and that.
They're building the infrastructure to be able to capture that market in the near future.
Yeah, it's a huge market, bro. It's undiscovered. And you're going to put out all the perfume and all the different industries into this.
Out of business if you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm. Like you go to a party, maybe at the first hour of the party, you want to smell like something. And then at the next hour, when you got with a girl, now you want to smell sexy. So you just, with a click of a button, you just change that.
You should have a device on. Like, how would that? No, there's no that.
With an application.
Your phone would.
Maybe you have something that just sprays on you, or I don't know. Like you need to have the ingredients of making that smell. Just like with vision, we have RGB, red, green, blue. You can make any color.
Yes, the building blocks.
The building blocks, yeah. So you basically put the building blocks inside of a container, and you just install it somewhere, or it's even in your pocket. And then with an application, it's going to mix those building blocks with different ratios. And then you make a new smell.
The party example that you gave, I feel like that's far-fetched. But I could see a device in our homes that you could play around with the specification of those blocks, and it will come out with some sort of...
There are many applications, bro.
Yeah, it's an untapped market. We don't even know what
we don't even know,
is.
exactly, no.
How do you feel about AI code assistants?
Oh, they definitely help a lot. What specifically do you want me to explain?
I'm just thinking that personally, I believe coding will be obsolete. I want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I think so. Because right now, you no more need university for coding. Like literally, you just go to ChatGPT, I want to build this, gives you the code, The code doesn't work. It has bugs. You go back to ChatGPT. This code has these bugs. How should I fix it? It gives you the fix. You go deploy it again. There are new bugs. Same cycle. Just go back until it works. And then you just ask it, now explain to me every single line of code what it does. Gives it to you. So it's literally just a matter of time before you become a senior developer. So it's already got here until it gets to a point that, you know, maybe you don't even get to see the code and you just ask it to deploy it for you. You're like, I think there are some AI companies that build these engines that you just give them a prompt and they build a game for you and they deploy it and then you get to play.
Yeah, I've seen
You've seen
that,
them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's where it's going. Yeah, that's what Jensen Huang was saying. He was saying that programming language will become human language. People should just be able to speak to make computer applications.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think AI code assistants, they're just the start. It's going to go way crazier than that. What do you think?
I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the next 10 years, personally, quantum computing will be the biggest conversation.
Yeah.
Like AI is probably right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit's also kicking off pretty soon.
I was thinking it could be detrimental to the cryptocurrency market because with their fast computation speeds, it potentially could crack the Bitcoin equation or these kinds of hard formulas within matter of minutes.
Yeah, I can say I lost a lot of money to that. To the concept of that, because at some points, like Google made an advancement in quantum computing, and then it was this general concept in the crypto world for a few days that, oh my God, crypto is going away. So yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of dumps of Bitcoin on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the thing about crypto is that, especially about Bitcoin, not the rest of crypto, like with Ethereum or with ADA or all the other types of cryptos, because they are programmable, so they can pretty much change it. But with Bitcoin, because it's hard-coded and there's no way around it, like there's no way that Bitcoin is going to change. There is actually, but it's pretty hard. If like a majority of the miners in the network agree to something, which is very hard to do. I don't know, maybe Bitcoin might go down. Or it might not. I don't know, because their hands are pretty tied in upgrading the platform. But I'm pretty sure other cryptos, they're going to come along. They're going to update their software, whatever kind of security they have to do so that even quantum computers cannot crack them, they'll do it. Because, you know, it's a double-edged sword. At one side of it, it's basically helping crack the crypto, but at the other side of it is helping make crypto more advanced and more secure, so that even with that much power, you cannot still crack it. See what I mean?
That's interesting. Yeah, yeah, you agree? I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's going to be. I think so. I don't know. I'm not a crypto expert.
I believe so as well, but I feel like in this day and age, we live in a period of time that in 5 years anything could happen. Like, you never know.
Yeah, I don't even want to. Actually, I wish I was born in right after COVID, like 2023, so that I get to see a lot of cool shit. Right now I'm 23 down the line, so maybe at the best case scenario I've got 50 60 years left, and the last 10 20 is pretty shit, like when I'm 60 70. So, but I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of crazy things. Yeah,
Bro, you're living over 100. We all are. I'm sure of it.
I don't know. Even if we are, like, we are in a very crooked shape that we're really not living. We're just there.
I mean,
You agree? Like, I don't want to live after 70. I just want to die at that age. Maybe something I was thinking of the other day, put myself in one of those freezing machines that they freeze you and then they bring you back up once the technology is there. Maybe I'll do that.
Actually?
Yeah. Why not? Maybe at some point technology gets somewhere and no one knows. Most definitely it will, because it's advancing so fast that they make you alive again. They make your heart beat again, and it's all doable.
Yeah, if they
Mathematically,
defreeze you,
theoretically, it's doable. They bring you back alive and then they make you young again. Why the fuck not?
Bro, with the advancements that your consciousness could go to a robot body,
There you go.
and also they've reversed aging on mice, so there's only a
Have
matter
they?
of time.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
When?
They did that, like, I think a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll fact check it down below, but I'm pretty sure they have. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, let's freeze ourselves. I don't wanna
Freeze
just
ourselves.
die and just be dead forever.
You'd live forever.
I'd live forever. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. Someone asked Elon Musk if people should live
Yeah,
long.
yeah, yeah.
He said no. Because people after 40, 50, they don't want to change anymore. Why would they live long if they're just consuming oxygen, eating food, shedding, and that's it?
They don't change their minds, and yeah, the world needs young minds who have adapted new
Yeah.
mindsets.
So they're technically not living, they're just consuming. Why do you want to have consumers?
That's a pretty dark way to look at it.
I know, but you know, they're not open to change anymore, and living is changing. Like, you're always, even if you look at it from very deep down, you're always changing. That's why you're alive, right? Instead, a rock or this sofa, the reason it's a sofa, it's not a living organism, it's because it's not changing. It's just a sofa, it's right here.
Boring. But yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't live forever either. So
If they can change that, so I'm not a crooked, I don't know, winkly old man that's very angry all the time, I would want to. If I'm at this stage, if I'm always like this, yes, I would definitely want to live forever.
true. If your brain can fire and your sharpness is still there, then why not?
Yeah, man. Why the fuck do you want to die when technology is advancing like this? When we are going to Mars? When so much crazy shit is happening right
I'd
now?
want to see us go to. I want to see the future. Yeah, exactly. You're right. But then you do need that sharpness. So yeah, there's.
Yeah, I want to be sharp. I don't want to be
Altogether.
old. No, old me, fuck it. I want to die. But young me, like how I am, even right now, I wish I was 1 or 2. Like, I don't want to be fucking 23. But
It is what it is.
it is what it is, bro. It's life. We're old.
What's the biggest thing you do for fun?
Biggest thing I do for fun? Probably make fun of people. No. I'm just kidding. Biggest thing I do for fun. So is it like instant fun, or is it something that you work towards? That
Give me
gets fun
both.
at the end.
Give me both.
So there are a lot of instant funs. Like, you get together with a friend, you have some drinks, that's fun. You go out with a girl and a bunch of other things with a girl that I'm not going to talk about, that's fun. I don't know. There are lots of instant funs. That's, you know.
No, I wasn't looking at. No, that's fair. But no, I was looking for like maybe the long term
The long-term fun is
that consumes most of your fun time.
fun time. Something that's pleasant. Is technically when something isn't working out and then you work on it, it's still not working out, and then you work on it again, still nothing. You get to a point that, shit, this is not gonna work out. But then the next day, you see that it's working out. That's very fun. I don't know, that was a very general example. But like, something that you very much strive for, and you get to a point that you're hopeless. You're like, this thing is done. I wasted my time. And then it turns around. Have you had that kind of experience with something?
The next morning you wake up, you work on it, but it works, or you don't. You just wake up and it's working.
It's working. That's even more fun. You just wake up. Yeah, that's wicked.
Give me an example.
Give me an example. Like, as programmers, we get to see that a lot.
No, but then it doesn't work out of nowhere.
I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes.
Like, I've had those nights where I'm like, I've worked on a bug for hours, and then I sleep. I'm like, oh god damn it. Then I wake, and then like midnight I have this idea, and I just go back to the computer.
That's also fun. That's also
Yeah.
fun. I can't really think of an example, but on the top of my mind, I know that that's happened to me many times.
I think solving problems in general is really
Solving
fun.
problems is very fun. Yeah. Especially when that problem is an a-hole. Sorry, by the way, like this session, I'm very much rude.
Masood doesn't care. He's going all.
Yeah, I'm going all out. Yeah, problems that are very difficult to solve. They are fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You solve them. You're like.
Especially at the very end, that dopamine rush is just like, and you know, it's not an instant dopamine rush because at first you get it and then you're high. It's just like the high you get with drugs. You're high. You're like, you worked at a problem. Even if it took 4 years, that's even better. You worked at a problem. It finally worked out. You're high on it. But then you don't quickly get down like this. Like, even as you're going through your day, you're still thinking of it. It still makes you very happy. Like, as soon as something bad happens, you just think back to that and, oh, fuck, I've solved that, man.
No,
Feels so fucking cool. Yeah.
But then I have the counter example to that, which was what happened to me 2 days ago. It happened, but then now like I feel down. But then now like something good happens, I'm still like,
What? Tell us.
the YouTube thing
Oh, it went down 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Okay.
I talked about it extensively in the previous episode, 𝐿𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇. It should be number 40 something.
Oh shit,
Off
look
the
at
top of my
40
head.
something podcasts. That's the thing. I was watching this YouTube video the other night. So I don't know what's been happening to me, but over the last few days or few weeks, I've been very unlucky. I just don't know why, if the universe is against me or I don't know what's going on. I actually started looking into it. Like, we were playing Monopoly and then I was super unlucky. And it was the third Monopoly that we were playing that day.
Bro, how many hours did it take?
A lot, but it's fun. It's fun.
So fun, yeah.
Yeah. Third game I played, I was kicked out. It wasn't that my gaming was bad or like I didn't know how to play. It's just that my like dices weren't going anywhere. Like, I couldn't buy any houses or build any hotels simply because I had nothing.
You just had to pay rent.
I just had to pay taxes and this and that. And then I got very curious, like, what's going on? I can't be this unlucky. Like, at some point, this should turn around. And it wasn't just the 3 Monopoly games. I was playing cards the night back, still the same thing. Playing cards the night before that is still the same fucking thing. And then at some point I was like, dude, that's it. I'm done. What's going on? There has to be something. So I started looking into it. Then I came upon this YouTube video that was explaining the lucky mindset and the unlucky mindset. So it was saying that there is actually a thing. Like, scientifically, there is luck in people. Some people are lucky and some people are just unlucky.
Forever? Or for
You could change that.
Mm-hmm.
You could change that. So it all comes down to mindset. They actually did a research between 2 groups of people. One group that felt very lucky people, and another group that felt very unlucky people, just like how I was. And the results of that are very interesting. It was a pretty long video, so I can't quite remember the exact data that they gave, but I'll give it to you. You can maybe post some things on it. Mm-hmm. But the whole idea, the general concept, was that being lucky and unlucky is so much in the mindset, and that lucky people, they're not necessarily lucky in every circumstance, but over time, because they just put themselves in as many opportunities as they can, they usually turn out being lucky at the end. And they see themselves as lucky because things don't work out until they work out. Or sometimes it just works out at the first time. You never know. And also, another characteristic that they have is they have a positive mindset. Like, whatever happens to them, they don't call it unlucky because that has a huge effect on you. Like, if suppose your YouTube video goes down, your YouTube channel, if you have the mindset of an unlucky person, you'd be like, oh shit, man, what do I do? I'm so unlucky. What does this thing have to happen to me? If it was a lucky person, he would have said, oh, okay, so my YouTube channel, I did go somewhere, but next one I have a better chance to even like pull it off even better. But I learned a lot of lessons. Like that's generally the mindset that lucky people have. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It goes back to my our first conversation about the energy you put out in the universe. And you said you don't believe in that and it's all about confidence. But I think they're all saying the same thing, that because Nikola Tesla said, think about the universe as energy, frequency, and yeah, basically I think these two.
No, it's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that it's an abstraction of a lot of things. Like what you're saying, energy, it's right. But there are many different things inside that. What they mean by energy.
Yes, confidence is inside it.
Confidence is definitely inside it, and there are many other parts. So it's basically an abstract of the whole thing. It just makes it easier to understand.
Correct. Yeah. It's a superset.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But yeah, I think you're right. I go back and forth between lucky and unlucky minds. I must be honest here, but
everyone's like that. But after that video, I totally changed my mindset. I just realized, I just thought back to my whole life, and I just realized how lucky I was. Even though I was very unlucky during there was little unlucky moments, but at the end, I was very lucky to get to many things that I got to. You know. Like even for our work right now, I don't want to get into aloe AI because it's Friday. I have 2 days off. That's good. Actually, no, I work every day. But
not Sunday.
Not Sunday for 2 hours. Right. I don't work. We were actually very lucky for this because early on, when we were developing this, we met a partner, a dentist that helped out us greatly. Like if it wasn't because of him, we would not have got anywhere. And we saw him very luckily. Like, I was very lucky to see him. We just went out to Collision in Toronto. It was a conference. It was a general conference for tech. And then I was walking by. It was nothing dental, nothing. I was just walking by, and then I met this guy, this dentist, that he had a software. He was working on it. That's why I told you, find a partner that's working on a software. Those guys are always open to new ideas and helping you out and having you as a partner to, basically build each other up. Anyways, I met that partner, and then briefly we just had a conversation for like 10, 15 minutes. He was explaining his idea to me. I was explaining my idea to him. It was just an idea, like we had a product, but it wasn't really working. And actually it was at the point that we had one customer, and that customer churned 3 hours before our flight to Toronto, before the event. So at first we were happy. Oh yeah, we were making revenue with this company. But as soon as we got to the event, we were like, we had one customer, and that customer went out. He was like, I don't want this yet. I met that dentist, and I said, we are building this. We've got somewhere. This is the product so far. And he was like, okay, I've seen a few other companies. I've talked to a bunch of other people. That's a pretty cool idea. 10, 15 minutes, that's it. I left. The day after, we had a booth at that event. The day after, he was just walking by randomly, and then he just stopped by our booth. And he was like, okay, now tell me more. What do you guys do? What is it exactly you're trying to solve, and this and that? So I explained the idea to him, and he was like, okay, that's cool. Here's my phone number. Let's have a chat tomorrow. We sat down at a table tomorrow, and then he was like, I really like what you guys do, so I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you build it. And that was pretty much it. Like randomly just walking by a guy at Collision, there were like 20,000 people. And there were probably 15, 16,000 people that I didn't get to see. At all. No, in that event, because there were just so many. And out of all the people, it's funny. Later on, I went and checked. He was the only dentist there. Yeah. He was the only fucking dentist at that event. And he flew all the way from Texas to Toronto. So, yeah, I mean, later on I realized that was really lucky. See what I mean? If it wasn't because of him, I had nothing right now.
Yeah, we are lucky. I'm thinking about like experiences. Even us living in Vancouver is very lucky.
That's very lucky. You work towards it. You put yourself in those opportunities over and over. Back when I was applying to come to Canada, it was a horrible experience. My mom and dad was totally against it. My dad was like, I'm not financially supporting you in any way because neither me or your mom wants you to go there. And you have to do everything yourself if you're going. And I was 17, 18 back at the time. I was like, Dad, what the hell am I supposed to do? How can I get myself there? I don't want to stay here. And they were like, it is what it is. You have to stay here. You have to study. You have to get married. After you get married, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, my mom, I told you, I come from a very religious family. So I was like, shit. So that's when I got into crypto. And then I could make my own money to be able to pay for my own university, to be able to pay for my own housing and everything. And then after I had made the money, I was like, Dad, now I have it. Now would you just give me the consent so I have the peace of mind that at least my dad is agreeing with this. I know that mom is never going to agree with it. I know there's no way around that. But at least you tell me you're okay if I can pull this off myself. I was like, okay, if you say so, just go. So...
Is that peace of mind still there right now?
Oh, yeah.
Because
you know, even though I was pretty young when I got here and I had no family, no friends, nothing. So I had to figure out everything myself. I had some lucky moments that helped me get to some places, that made my dad confident that, okay, this kid, because, you know, parents usually, when you're growing up, they have this mindset that I have to take care of this kid. This kid cannot take care of himself. So I have to be on top of him all the time, everywhere. As soon as you give them that peace of mind that I can take care of myself, then they're okay with you doing whatever you want. And as long as they know you're not going to go into a bad direction, because that's another thing, especially Persian parents are very afraid of. So as long as you prove to them, I can take care of myself and I know my direction in life and it's not a bad one, they'll have that anyways. But yeah, we are lucky. Everyone's lucky. You just got to put yourself in those positions.
You have to have the mindset. This was a beautiful little section, and I think people should incorporate that mindset that, you know, think about it positively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, positively. You should always think, because that confidence I just told you earlier on, it's so powerful. I just don't know how. It's just when you have the confidence that you're going to do something, even though you are not the only factor in that thing happening. Like, there are many other factors that have to work out, and you're just one factor. Maybe there are 10 other factors. It just works out. I don't know how the other 9 works out. It just does. So confidence is a big thing, and that positivity mindset, it just brings you that. It's beautiful, eh? Isn't it?
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
Yeah, man.
You killed it. I'll ask this question, but I don't think you're the... How will the U.S. election now impact your business/life?
Oh, something that I'm very, very much looking forward to is for Canada to become the 51st state of U.S.
Mashallah.
I'm very much looking forward to that, and I really hope Trump will do something.
Actually?
Get over Canada. Yes, please.
Actually?
Yes. If we have to fight in it.
Why?
Bro.
Just because your business is in U.S. doesn't mean we have to be
Bro, Canada is shit. What part of it is working? Tell me.
Bro, I don't want people having guns. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way.
Okay, I also don't like that. But that's just... You're seeing just one thing. You have to see the full picture.
Well, the guns... I don't want it to be too political, but...
It's okay.
I think the way we are, we just need Trudeau out, and inshallah something Pierre or Paulier, he comes in and...
No.
Somehow.
I don't think so. It's just like how Iran was. The presidents of Iran, earlier on, we had Ahmadinejad, we had Rouhani, we had, I don't know, what were the other names? You tell me. We had Raisi, and every time they promised to change things, but the problem was the structure. The structure was wrong. It didn't matter who was coming on top.
You were saying the structure of U.S. is good? No.
I'm not saying the structure of US is good. I'm just saying at many points it's better than Canada, because Canada is way larger than the US. It has 1/10 of the population and probably triple or 4 times the resources. It's poorer than the poorest states in the US. Why is that? Do you think a president, a prime minister comes along and is able to fix that? To make us be rich in one day? No, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. The chances of that happening are very, very slim.
Well, why is that? Why a president cannot do that? It's because the people behind the scenes are telling the president what to do.
The good thing about Canada is that it doesn't have a lot of behind the scenes.
Which is better than United States, I believe.
Maybe not necessarily.
Do you think the people behind the scenes have the greater good of the population that's under the country?
You know, the people behind, we're really talking about a few groups of people in the world behind the scenes that are really, I don't know, it's just my understanding of how things are. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, there are many other layers that I don't get to see. But I think there are a few groups of people in the world that are controlling it all. The US, UK, I don't know, all the world.
I believe so as well. About like 100 families, per se.
Probably. Maybe. And then when you don't have that behind the scenes, there are really no good decision makers for your country. Because those people are the ones that made US to be number 1 economy, to be number 1 military,
Not for long. I don't think for long.
Well, at least they were able to pull it off for some time. That's not easy, Satra. That's not really easy to pull it off, because US is not the biggest country in the world. Also, it doesn't have the most amount of resources in the world.
No, I know. It's yeah, they pulled it off. I agree with that. But then they're also slowly sucking all the energy out of it, all the money out of it to themselves. And the population is realizing how it's kind of like...
How are they sucking it to themselves? Like,
well, okay,
majority of the billionaires are in the US. All the big businesses in the world are in the US. Top 5 companies, they're in the US.
I'm saying sucking it because the gap between the poorest and the richest has widened.
So you're talking about capitalism.
Is that correct or no?
It is big. Yeah.
The top 1% has, I think, ridiculous, like over 50% of the wealth in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that should be more even, so that, you know what? Because the $100 bill comes into the industry to anyone. I get a $100 bill. But after a few cycles, $50, $60 of it goes back to the pocket of the 1%. And that's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. The system is built that you can never get out of the rat race unless you do something dramatic.
It gets extremely more difficult to get out of it the more we go on, because more wealth is just moving to their pockets.
Exactly. And that system is the core value that I'm against. And US is very in support of that.
Yes, because it helps their economy grow. It's not the poor people that make the economy grow. It's the rich people.
Well, it's the same amount of money. But then...
I know. Looking down on people, it sucks.
It's the same amount of money, but then the distribution is just way off. But then if the same amount of money's distribution was more even, it would have even greater economy, because people down below could even have the spending power to enjoy their lives too. People will be happier in general.
Yes and no, because earlier on, like back 20, 30 years, there was so much potential for financial growth for people. Like, people could easily start any kind of business and they could have killed it. Like, really grow it significantly. But right now, that potential is not as much as it was 20, 30 years ago.
Well, the period between 1930 and 1970, I've done some research. The period 1930 1970, in this 40 years, people could have a normal job. And by 25, they've had houses, lands, just a normal, like being a waiter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was downhill after that. And I think that would be so much of a better world, and everyone's happy, and we can enjoy the simple things that matter. Spending more time with our family, spending more time with our friends, whatever that matters, rather than some people are working 2-3 different shifts, 80 hours a week just to scrape off in Vancouver. And I don't know, if you looked at the streets, it's getting out of hand. So it's just anti-human as a whole. And these big guys, they don't need 400 billion, and they don't need, how are they going to spend it? Never. Like, it just makes no sense to me. It's just against your population.
As we go on, in order for you to live a good life, it takes more and more intelligence to be able to be among the top 1 to 3% of the people in the world. I agree with that. But that's necessarily not that's the reason for all the advancements, fast advancements that we are having. Like, if all of these big corporates, if they did not have the kind of money that they do have right now, they would not have been able to pull off what we are using these days. So it's, again, a double-edged sword. At some point, it's totally against the humans. I agree. I couldn't agree more. Like, just as ourselves. Like, it makes living hard for the lower class of the population. But at the same time, it's giving more power to those people to build better stuff. Just look at, I don't know, a recent good advancement was ChatGPT. AI. It's helping significantly. If they did not have the kind of money that they have right now, they would not have been able to build it. See what I mean? And then it's getting more and more competitive. I agree. It's getting harder for people to be able to go from the rat race to a life where easily they could have that like 20, 30 years back simply by just, I don't know, working for a few years. They'll have to work for multiple decades now to get there. By the time they are 50, 60, they're finally able to just sit down with their family and not worry about having a 9 to 5. I get it. But down the line, if you think about it, 50, 100, 200, 300 years, in that sense, it's going to turn out being better than giving people good lives.
You think so? You think in 50 to 100 years, it will go down the other way, or will have the same track record as it had in the past?
Bro, things are advancing so fast. That's the product of this system. That's the result of this system. I know it sucks. It sucks for me too.
No, I get it. Like, we have our own businesses. And more than likely or not, we will join the top if we continue.
Yeah.
But
I would love that.
Yeah, no, it's a matter of time. But I try to be for the people in general, right? There's more. I see him shaking his head.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. My ideas are not always appreciated, but I say it anyways. There has been trillions of people that lived on this planet. Okay? Do you even know how any of those...
There has been only 100 billion.
100 billion, okay. Yeah. Okay. Trillions of animals. Anyways. 100 billion of those were humans. Do you know if all the 100 billion had good lives?
Probably not.
Definitely not. Not all of them. And some of them did. Like, there were people living 1,000 years ago that
were kings.
were kings and queens, and they had all the money.
But even their life...
But they're all gone.
But even their life is worse than us right now. The kings in 1,000 years ago lived worse lives than us.
Yeah, even though they were way richer than we are right now. So, would you like it if 1,000 years ago, or at whatever time they set up this capitalism and everything else, if they had set it up in a way that our technology was still backwards to 300, 400 years ago, but everyone was still living a good life? Like, I don't know, we had small houses, we were heating ourselves up with fire, we had to go hunting in the day.
No. I think you're correlating capitalism with technology growth. I think
technology and basically not just technology,
innovation.
But innovation. I know it sucks. I'm a human being. I would love to have a few $1 million in my bank account by just a few years of working. That's how it used to be 20, 30 years back.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But it's not like that. I have to kick my ass. But at the same time, when I think down to 100, 200, 300 years later, which I'm not even living here, I might be frozen in a device, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah. I know that humanity is going to be in a much better place. So that's a very cold way to look at it, because you're simply saying that I don't give a shit that people are having bad lives, or if I'm having a bad life, if I'm struggling financially in terms of family. Very much the human element is going away, and we are becoming just robots that has to work day and night just to be able to sustain itself. I know that sucks. But in 100 years, none of us are going to be here. But the humanity is going to be in a much better level. There were 100 billion people just like me that lived before me. What do you think? I agree with you. It sucks, dude.
I think the better level, like better, the word better is vague, right? Some people can define better in a different way than others. I feel like your way of better is that we are technologically more advanced and achieve greater things as a human race.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. But in this process, if there's more suffering created year by year, it's not great.
How do you define suffering?
Suffering is when we have to pay 50% of our income to an entity. Okay, I don't want to get too political. I have to leave it at that. We can have hours of conversation about this, but probably not on this podcast.
Okay. Let's go over it.
Okay. What's your favorite sport team, and do you think being a fan of a sports team or that kind of genres is detriment to your success?
Probably I'm not the right person to answer that, because you had to ask my brother. I was just looking at his story, and this guy is just bulk. He has like, I don't know, arms that are this big. And I was looking at him, and I questioned for a second, is that my brother? Like, look at me, look at him. So I've never, like, since I was a kid, I've never been too much into sports. I was, momentarily, here and there, but not too deep into it. So your question was being involved in sports detrimental in your success?
Not involved, like kind of fan, like watching their games and...
Well, I wasn't, and I don't see myself as a very successful person, but I think I've had moments of success in my life. So maybe not necessarily. But
Right.
Being involved, I could be in a way better position by now if I was involved. I don't know about that. Maybe I was in a parallel universe. But
Just an off-topic thing. The quantum chip of Google, I think, proved that there are parallel universes. Did you hear about that?
really, no.
So the calculation it like, that would take a supercomputer 10 septillion years to do.
Mhm.
And he did it, the chip did it in 5 minutes. And there's so much energy involved to do so that it would have to get that energy from somewhere else, which scientists think might be parallel universes.
Really interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why there shouldn't be. Like, mathematics says that there should be parallel universes. So the only thing is that, like, mathematically we can prove it, but there's no proof,
Yes.
right? Did they prove it scientifically? You know that there's a whole process.
No, I don't think they got that far, but they're closer, I guess. They saw another instant that it could support the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mathematically, that's why the idea has been around, and it's got many fans, because mathematically it's proven there are parallel universes. It all comes down to this string theory. Have you heard of it? I guess I explained it once. Yeah.
We talked about it last
Yeah, we talked about it last time too. So in theory, mathematically, it's proven there are parallel universes. It's just that mathematics is not enough for science. You need to, it's called scientific method. You have to prove it. You firstly prove it logically and theoretically that it works out. Then you have to experiment it. And there's no way we can experiment parallel universes. Like, I don't know. At least I know that no one knows of any ways to experiment that.
Yeah.
Unless we can travel, I don't know, billions of light years away and try to see if there's another universe around.
Knock on the door.
Yeah.
My next question is actually loops back to our conversation previously, which is, what is the smallest thing for which you're grateful?
Smallest thing? That's interesting. I was on a different podcast the other day, and I was talking to this dentist that focuses on stress management. She was explaining her life story that ever since I was a dentist, like I got a divorce, and things were excuse me.
Bless you.
Things were very complicated for me. I was in so much stress, and there's this idea that dental students, when they get out of school, they don't know anything about the business of dentistry, and then they have to learn everything, and it's very stressful. Interesting data. Dentistry has the highest suicide rate in all the professions.
Actually?
Yeah. So, oops. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty stressful, especially when you're just starting off, because you're in at least $500,000 to $700,000 in debt to the university, and then you get out, you get a corporate job, like you work at any of these DSOs, and they're not paying you as much. Maybe they just pay you $10,000-$15,000, majority of which you have to give just to pay off your debt. And at the same time, you're thinking of the business side. Okay, when can I start my own practice? When can I start being an owner and have multiple locations? And there's no support around that. Like, people have a very hard time. And that's why majority of them, not majority of them, but the suicide rate is high. So I was talking to this dentist. She got into stress management, and she has a few courses for dentists. She was saying that in my courses, when I'm talking to people, I just teach them that the first thing that they should be grateful about is breathing. Like, we take it so much for granted. Like, it's funny, I was seeing this Instagram reel that it was saying, we basically have only 2 minutes to live, but every time that you breathe, that resets. Just let's wait on that for a second. So I'll say it again. We only have 2 minutes to live, but every time we breathe, that time resets.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very deep. So, yeah, I'm healthy, happy, working. I got good friends. Life is going. I got challenges that I face every day, so life is not still. I think that's good. What about you? What are the small things that you are grateful for?
The first one is my ability to play badminton.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, grateful. Still got good knees, good elbows.
Then how do I beat you every time? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but no, breathing came to my mind as well, like right away. Actually, I've been meaning to call my dentist friend, which I will, like tonight.
Call him before he does something to himself. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to reflect, and every morning just think about what you're grateful, and these positive energy that stick with you through the whole day.
Yeah. It's very important to keep that positive energy, because life has a lot of challenges, has a lot of ways to make you think negatively about it. And if you surround yourself with all the positive things that's happened to you, and they keep happening to you every day you wake up, you are breathing, you are healthy, you eat good food. So many people don't have that. Like, billions of people in the world, they have to worry about what they're going to eat at night. So I think just keeping these things around will help you stay focused on the challenges while not thinking negatively, because it makes you still think positive, because you have some good things that not everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's different. This is my last question.
I also have a few questions from you.
Okay. Should I do mine and then?
Sure.
What's your first piece of advice for people stuck in the 9 to 5 loop and want to get out?
Dude, it's hard to get out. You gotta have the guts. You're gonna go through a lot of shit. So don't think that there are gonna be blossoms after you get out. My advice is don't, firstly. Only do if you think you have the balls. If you don't, stick in there unless it's going to be very hard. So after you get out of 9 to 5, people have like different period of time before they get back to a normal life. Like some people figure it out pretty quickly. For some people, it takes much longer.
Years.
And then those years are pretty shitty for them. Like they have to worry about every single basic human right. Like eating, having a roof upon your head. I don't know. So many freaky shits.
You don't have balance. You can have... I had a meeting last night that went up to 11 p.m. There's no set time. You can have meetings 6 a.m., 11 p.m. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Those parts are good. You no more have someone to tell you what to do, what not to do. But still, maybe if you stick to your 9 to 5, you would have had a much better chance of growing in life. Because life is not just about work. It's about family. It's about having a good wife, raising children, going to places, like seeing the world. Because soon enough, you're going to turn 50, 60, 80. And then if you haven't done anything in your life and you were just thinking about growing in your work and financially, then what's the point? Like, I rather have a good paying 9 to 5 than, or let's put it this way. I'd rather have a low paying 9 to 5 that would help me to have all the different human experiences than like 8-figure business that doesn't give me any of those experiences. Like, I don't know, going out, seeing the world, building a good family, those things. So what matters at the end is that you get to, as a human who's given a life of 50, 60, 70 years, you don't look back and regret it and be like, oh shit, there's so much things that I haven't seen yet. So many people that I didn't talk to. So many moments that I didn't have. So that's ultimately what matters, that you wouldn't regret it at the end. As long as you don't do that, have a 9 to 5 or have a business of your own, whichever you can do. But some people have the personality that they cannot do a 9 to 5. Like, it's just hard for them. Like I myself, I got fired from 5 different jobs. Like fired, I didn't quit. I just got fired ever since I came to Canada. So it was like, I don't have the kind of personality. Like for me, I'm pretty lazy. Like I used to be late to work almost every day. And they were like, what the shit? You should be coming earlier. I was like, why? Sorry, there was traffic. Sorry, I was sleepy.
You just didn't care.
I just didn't care. It didn't make sense to me that they were pretty mad about it. I was like, it's fine. I just got here like, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes later. What's... Your business is still going. You're still making money.
Well, to be fair, that's part of your personality. It's being late.
No, I mean...
Not today. He communicated nicely.
Yep, I came at 3:30, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's not for everyone. But if someone wants to do it, just go for it.
Yeah, definitely. If you stick to your 9 to 5 and you've always wanted to get out of your 9 to 5 and test yourself, you're going to regret it later. Why did I not do that?
Yeah, so might as well just do it today. Just
exactly. That's something that me and my buddy Sina, we were talking about. So many people have the concept of failing, like they think that they are failing at life. Well, they're really not. They're not even trying to fail. Like failure is good. There's no one that you would go to and they're like, no, failure is bad. You should avoid it. everyone that you get advice from, they're like, you should have failures. You should go after them.
One of the shorts that resonates with me all the time is the short that you say, I love failures.
Yeah, man, it's cool. It's pretty cool.
It's a great short.
But some people, they don't even have failures, and they have the illusion of having a failure. They haven't even tried, and they think that they failed at that task. I myself, I'm a victim of that too. Like earlier in the business, once we had a good product, we weren't getting any clients. It's not because I used to think at some point, oh, I'm very bad at business. I should probably just stick to tech. I should just do my coding. But later I realized that I didn't even try. I didn't start calling like 100, 200 clinics a day. I never reached out on LinkedIn. I never sent out those emails. And now I'm arguing why I didn't get customers. And now I'm saying that I failed at that. I didn't fail. I just didn't simply try. You know what I mean? So failures are good, but not everything is a failure. If you didn't get what you wanted, it doesn't necessarily mean that you failed. You have to look back at it, and make sure that you did try and then failed. That's a good thing. It's an equation. You need to have both parts.
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, that's very important for people to know. So if you want to get out of your 9 to 5, if there's something that you really want to try, and then later down the line, few years passed, you didn't get what you wanted, don't think that you failed. Maybe you didn't even try. You never gave it a try.
Yeah, I mean, when you're coming out of that 9 to 5, you don't even know what's trying really, like for a business, for your own thing. Like trying is literally 16 hours of nonstop work a day. And you'll probably have to do that for months, potentially years.
Potentially years. Yeah.
And you have to get comfortable with that scenario and in your own skin. Elon Musk though was like 80 hours a week.
Elon Musk is a robot. He's not a human.
He has to be.
Yeah.
Something just doesn't add up.
Yeah. So my question to you, if you were Elon Musk, so this question has 3 questions in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were Elon Musk for a day, for 3 days, and for a week, what would you do in each scenario?
What would I do? So I have a fresh memory. Or I have the memory of Elon. I have to put myself in Elon Musk's shoes. Or am my own.
You can't put yourself because you have no idea what's going on in Elon Musk's mind.
Yeah, there's.
So you are still Sadra, but you are now Elon Musk.
I wake up in my.
Oh shit! I have $400 billion in my net worth.
Yeah,
now what are you gonna do?
$50,000 house. Look in the mirror, and then I see Elon
Bro,
Musk.
that's bullshit. $50,000 house. Anyways.
Well, first, okay, for the day, one day, I'd go out to SpaceX factories and Tesla factories and really look and observe the beautiful assembly lines that he's worked tens of years on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just look at that and just, relax. Maybe say hi to Grimes.
They broke up.
Oh, really? I swear they have killed children together.
Bro, maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast. Elon Musk fucks whoever he wants. If he wants
that's
to.
True.
Yeah, he fucks whoever he wants. He fucked Amber Heard. He fucked anyone. If it was me, I would let him fuck me. No.
Elon,
no.
He's available.
But no, the thing is, he just chooses who he wants to be with. Like, that's as easy as that for him. Like,
simple, good life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for one day, I would just look at the factories and kind of just admire what I've built. 3 days? I don't know. He doesn't have it's a hard life. It's probably decked out with meetings. It depends what these 3 days of the week is like. Like, maybe one day is just full meetings, the other day.
Okay, I add one more ingredient to that.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose that you are Sadra, but you're going to be Elon Musk for only 3 days. After that, you're going to be back to Sadra.
Then I would probably get some insider information, and then when I'm back to Sadra,
okay, that's like the what's the genie paradox. That when you have the genie, you just wish to have as many wishes as you can.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. I mean, I don't know. I think...
No, suppose you can't take anything back.
I can't take... So my memory's wiped.
Yeah, your memory would be wiped.
Okay. I think the factory is just the most fascinating to me.
Factories?
Yeah. Just the assemblies and...
Is there anything you want to experience? Like fucking any woman you want? Or like...
oh, we're going... anything I want.
Or like, I don't know, going any places, talking to anyone.
Private jets, anywhere I want.
Like there's so much cool shit at that level. You're the richest person in the world. You can choose to be in space in one day.
Well, if I could go to space, it's a no-brainer. I would do that. Yeah, I'd probably just, plan a space little trip for the week one. I think a week hopefully is sufficient. I'd private jet to... I mean, yeah, I would just take the week off. I mean, I would call Larry... I would have a conversation with Larry Bird.
Okay.
Yeah. And... yeah, I would just look at my contacts, just go through cool people. just nice phone calls. I'd spend a week fully off, just private jetting everywhere. I wouldn't... Any woman, like, any hot girls I see on the side, I'm like, yo.
Let's go in.
Yeah. So that's just, it's just a baller life, truly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'd really want to see the factory lines. Manufacturing to that higher level and, bringing out thousands of cars or a Starship rocket per week now they're building is unfathomable. And it's unbelievable how that could be done frictionlessly.
No, there's no way I could wrap that around my head.
Yeah. I would check out the Neuralink stuff as well. I'd be like, what's the to-date progress?
But if you go from this position to that, suddenly in one night, you would probably get a heart attack. You'll just be blown with so much information that you'll be like, dude, what the actual fuck?
No, actually.
You know what I mean?
No, the first...
Because right now we literally don't know anything. That guy knows about the politics of the world. That guy knows about every single technology that's built, every single technology that's being built, everything that is in the works. There are dark sides to that and there are bright sides to that. And no one even knows if maybe Elon Musk is even evil on the very deep. Maybe. I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah,
you can't be sure. You can't be sure.
You can be 99.999% sure, but not 100.
Yeah, you can't be sure. And, that's just...
Well, I mean, these days he's actually spending a considerable amount of time with Trump.
Yeah, he wants to get into politics.
He doesn't want to be. He thinks... I mean, he has his interviews that he says that if United States falls, we will never get to Mars. So that's his kind of argument, which makes sense.
Not necessarily, since Trump came on, he's $100 billion richer.
How? Because of different policies that Trump
Because he has his Doge thing now. Department of Government Efficiency? I don't know what.
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and...
But yeah, I don't know why he's pumping his meme coin kind of crypto. Dogecoin?
I don't think he gives a shit. I think people are just... No, the thing with Doge... Yeah, that's quite interesting. Why is he doing that? Yeah. So maybe he's evil. You don't know. I don't know. Like, he's a...
I feel like you're on the fence on that question.
I don't know, man. But yeah, if you suddenly become that kind of person, you wouldn't make it to the end of 3 days or 7 days.
Just die.
Yeah, maybe. You don't know.
Information overload.
Anyways, should we call it?
Done?
Are you done?
Yes. Masood?
Amazing, bro. Thank you so much.
Round 2. Potentially round 3 coming.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe round 3 you should be on our podcast.
Oh, that could be cool. you guys have different, like, many co-hosts too. So it's
So
not
it's
just
me,
you.
Hossein, Milad. We also bring some other co-hosts. Sometimes we have this girl called Sarah that she works on that other business with us, and this other dude called Craig. They're all in dental space, anyways. But it'd be cool to, sometimes we once brought this NFL player, Edgar Jones. Dude, that guy was just on a different level. He was so masculine, so he was really a man. I'd never seen a man more man than him.
How?
I don't know. He was on a different level. I really liked him. But yeah, like once in a while we bring on guests from other industries too. That's kind of cool. That's the whole idea. Like you bring on different people with different backgrounds, and it's just fun. Like today I was talking to this doctor, Dr. Jim Arnold, shout out to him. I just told him right on the podcast. When I joined, because I had some, I don't know, today didn't start out pleasantly. Like I had some arguments and stuff with a few partners and companies. It was this company that is trying to fuck us up. I hope I'll be able to call them out on LinkedIn soon.
Lawyers and stuff?
No, it's a dental company that we started working out with early on, and we were told that we'll give you this deal, but as soon as you start scaling up, we're going to give you a better deal. So we built all of our infrastructure on top of them. And now that it's got to the point that we want a better deal from them, they're like, oh, sorry, guys, we can't give you that anymore. And then I was pretty pissed at that. And I just, anyways, never mind. Yeah, so I went into the podcast with a very low energy. Like probably my energy was 2 out of 10. And I just thought maybe on this podcast, I'm just going to stay silent and let the other guys take it. By the end of the podcast, I just told the Dr. Arnold, my energy level when I joined was 2 out of 10. Right now, it's a solid 9 out of 10. So thank you so much. And the conversation was just so natural. Like, that's the cool thing that I really love about these podcasts. Like, people get to share their stories, and they are, funny people sometimes. It's just very fun. It's one of the, probably back to your question, it's one of the fun things that we do.
Yeah, I love it too. Exactly. Sometimes you just don't get enough sleep or whatever it is. I come low to some podcasts too, but always at the end, we're just so hyped and
yeah, you're
ready
high.
to go.
You're high. And at first, when I got started into the podcasting thing, I thought that, okay, at first you just have an excitement, you go, but after a while, it's all gonna calm down, and then it's just gonna be a normal thing for you. But it's been about 2 to 3 months that I've been doing it consistently 2 to 3 times a week for our company, and it's always fun. It never gets boring. I don't know.
There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about with different people.
It's interesting how you guys are kind of branching out and just not having the niche dentists anymore, like fully, exclusively per se.
Yeah. At first we just started exclusively dentists, but now we branched out to other people that are not just dentists, but, they are in the industry, dental industry.
I had this question for you, which I can, I guess, ask on the podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Why just dentistry? So isn't there other kind of markets that do voicemails as well, and they're having the same trouble, right?
That's something I was talking about earlier on today. So basically, when I started working on this company, at first I fell in love with the problem. The story that probably everyone knows. My friend got a toothache. I had to call up 10 clinics. No one picked up. At first I fell in love with that problem and the solution that I was building. But after some point, I started falling in love with the industry because I just met amazing people. One person's better than the other. And then it's just like when you hate a subject at school, like you hate mathematics, or I don't know, you hate biology. And then suddenly you have a very good teacher that just because of the teacher, you define your whole life story. Like you'd be like, I'm going to be a great biologist. I'm going to do this. I'm going to discover these things. Have you had that kind of experience? Like you've seen it in people.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Yeah, when they just get a good teacher, no matter how much they hate that subject, It just becomes their passion. So that's kind of what happened to me. Like, I just love the people that I'm around these days. These dentists, the people that I work with in the industry. So far, business-wise, it's still good. Like, we got a lot of growth to do in this market before we even think of going out anywhere else, at least for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And at the same time, it's just fun being around all of these people because I like them. Like, you could be in another industry, like it could be in the construction industry. And I know that people there are pretty fucked up. Like, you don't want to be there.
No, yeah. No, I agree. I think you got to fully climb this mountain first to go to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone has started with something. Started with an industry that they got very good at it. Like, they were the most knowledgeable person in that industry. That's something that... Who is this guy? I think it was 𝐿𝐂𝐇 that was saying that there's one common thing about every billionaire, that they are the best at their industry. By best, I don't mean financially, by knowledge. You ask them any kind of question and they know it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my story. I don't know if I'll ever make it to 1 billion. I don't know. I might not. But I love this industry and I like to learn more about it, find more people. Everyone I've been finding, I've never seen any red flags in anyone. So I'd rather just stick to this because it's a good job. People love me. I love them. It's all love.
Aww. Is 1 billion the goal?
1 billion? Trillion is a goal.
Actually?
Yeah, why not?
Bro, it's too much. What are you going to do with 1 trillion? What are you going to do with 1 billion?
I don't know why you can have trillion. Why have 1 billion? The more you have, the better you are. Right? So you just keep going. Why would you stop? I know some people, they're just looking for those experiences that I mentioned. That as a human being, you got to have a certain number of different experiences so that you don't regret your life, living your life.
You've mentioned this topic. I want to ask you, what are your experiences that you want to have before you die?
I want to see the world for sure. I'm so much into adventures, like creepy kind of adventures. Like the other day.
Crawling.
What?
Cave, like exploring caves.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Like going to North Pole, caves. I don't know. Going to like the other day I was thinking about this idea that I might actually end up doing it within the next year or two. Going all the way to Yukon, which is all the way up in Canada. It's right next to Russia. And start driving from there, going all the way down to South America. It's like 48,000 kilometers of driving. But bro, that's just so freaking cool.
Yo.
I'm looking for a team.
Actually?
I'm actually looking for a team.
I'm coming with you. I'll come with you for a couple... I'll come to Yukon and then I'll be with you till Vancouver.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair. You'll be fractional teammates.
Okay, the thing is, the Mexico part can be dangerous.
I know, bro. That's the cool part.
Yeah, you're at risk.
Yeah, bro.
You're
I'm so
looking
much
for
into
that.
risking. Probably you shouldn't follow me, but yeah. Even if there are some parts that we have to go through 𝐿𝐶, I'll be like, yes, let's go.
Okay, I'll come with you till like end of US.
End of US. Okay.
Just.
We'll actually make that happen.
Actually,
We'll actually make that happen.
this camera's rolling.
Camera's rolling. That's why I'm saying it. We'll actually make that happen.
Okay. When? Till when?
I don't know. I can't say an exact number, but before the next 5 years.
Deal. So before end of 2030.
Before the end of 2030.
And we can make a cool little episode of our
Yeah,
journey.
fuck yeah.
That could be super cool.
You should be the podcaster. You
Yeah,
should
I
be
got
filming
these-
everything.
Oh, 100%. I got these glasses. They're Ray-Ban glasses.
Oh, you got them?
Yeah, I got them for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, bro. So I'm just
Yeah.
wearing that first-person experience.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, 100%. So that's one of them.
That's one of them. Yeah. Traveling. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be 50, 60, 70 and be like, oh, I really love to do this thing, but I never did it. That's one of them. I really want to raise a child. It could be my own child, or I'm also okay with adopting a child.
Just one.
No, maybe not just one, but I want to raise a child that has my spirit in him.
Elaborate.
Like I want to have a little Masood when I'm older, that I know he's just going to be, once he grows up, he's going to be not just me, but a better me, but in my ways, in my way of doing things. That's kind of like what Elon Musk is doing with, he has many kids. Like he probably went around many countries. He made a lot of kids, but there's one that he's very much fond of, the guy that has a number in his name, 𝐬𝐃12, I don't know, something.
X, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his first 3 words, one of his first 3 words were rocket.
A rocket?
Rocket was
like
one of his...
Like an actual rocket or a toy rocket?
No, one of his first 3 words he was able to speak was rocket.
Oh, 3 words. Okay, I thought you said one of his rewards.
No.
3 words, rocket.
And
yeah.
Yeah, he was just hanging out with Elon so much, and then he learned the numbers backwards first, because before the launch, 10, 9, he didn't know it the other way. He didn't know it back.
I really wanna raise that kind of kid.
So your kid would leave home at 17.
Yeah. Why the fuck not? He should.
Right.
So yeah, for that, and it has a journey to it. I firstly have to find the mother, because that's a very important part to it. For that kind of kid, needs to have a good mother.
What are you looking for in
a mother?
The mother.
The mother, I would say I still don't know. I don't have enough experience with women. I need to get a lot more. Not in terms of body counts, but like in terms of the types of different women, because women are just a whole different universe. I would need to see probably a bit more of personalities to be able to figure out. So far, I've had experience with in terms of nationalities, I've had experience with Europeans, Africans, Canadians, and Persians. But I still need to see a bit more.
It's a good life.
Nah, that's also another thing. Like when dating people, I like to... Like, I don't want to date another Persian anymore.
And not another Canadian. And so those are striked off on the map.
Yeah, they're struck off on the map. Yeah, they're crossed out. Yeah.
That's a very cool way to look at it.
Yeah, I want to experience different things. Like see how each one, because when you're dating a woman, that's when she opens up and you get to see the full picture. So I want to see all the pictures.
And their cultures come with that too. So you'll learn about the world.
Yeah, exactly. The one, maybe I shouldn't say this. The one nationality I never want to date is, I wouldn't say it.
I think I know.
Yeah, you probably know.
Yeah.
The one that has the highest population in Canada.
All right. Okay, let's actually wrap it now.
Yeah. All right, bro. Thank you so much. This was good.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.